Sup, guys?
What
Can't hold
up?
my top sports here. I'm Ben, and this is Sexy Matt,
What up?
a beautiful man right here.
Hey, you ain't too shabby yourself.
Yeah, I'm a beautiful Swedish man,
Yeah, I'm Armenian.
Armenian.
Even though
I can't.
Aaron Rodgers supports the Armenian genocide.
Which is crap. So let's get into our NFL Week 3 picks. Last week, I think I finished off the same I did the week before, 8-8. I'm trying to change that this week, but we'll see what ends up happening. Of course, last night, Texans Patriots, we both picked against Bill Belichick, which we shouldn't do, even though they were starting Jacoby Brissett, who's hurt. And what do you think about that game?
That game was depressing as a Patriots hater. I don't know how you lose to a third string quarterback. Brock Osweiler, you suck. That was
Yeah,
pretty depressing.
the whole team was terrible. They were just
Yeah,
off. I know it's a short week.
they had
You have
those.
to go to New England. I mean,
Yeah,
it's difficult.
but I do have to give it up to Bill Belichick. Like, I hate the Patriots, but he is the greatest coach in NFL history. The fact that he was able to, like, with a rookie quarterback, third string, just be like, all right, you're in. They were able to win is incredible. Like, I don't think there's any team that could ever do that. So that's
They've done it
impressive.
multiple times with like Brady's backups, like Castle, Garoppolo, and they won. They won with what's his name before Brady, Bledsoe.
But so yeah, so
So
Belichick
that
is incredible.
that could just be an argument that Brady may not be as good as we think. Remember when Manning
Yeah,
went down in Indianapolis after they went like 2 years after they went 14-2, they went 2-14
yeah,
with Curtis
exactly.
Painter and Dan Orlovsky. So that, that's just another argument for Peyton versus.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've always thought it was more Belichick than it was Brady.
But anyways, let's get to our other picks. We're both 0-1, so I need
Yep.
to make up a little bit of ground to you because I think what did you finish last week?
I think I went like 11-5,
I've
which is
gone I
not
think
bad.
8-8 both weeks
I
so
think
far.
I think I went 10-6 and then 11-5.
So I'm obviously not gonna like make it all this week, but first game is the first game on Sunday is the Dolphins versus Browns. I'm picking the Dolphins. Almost at the Browns. The Browns are starting Cody Kessler. I know the Dolphins aren't that great of a team, but I think
Yeah,
they have a better overall roster. It's in Miami. Both teams need wins, but Miami I just think is a better team. So give me
yeah.
the Dolphins.
I'm taking Miami. The Browns suck, even though the Dolphins suck
Titans
too.
versus Titans versus the Raiders. Last week I thought the Titans sucked. They had a pretty nice win in Detroit. I thought the Raiders were a much better team than they actually are. Their defense still can't stop opposing teams' offenses. They've given up 35 plus points the first 2 weeks, and they're going to Tennessee. It's an East Coast game, and the Titans actually have pretty. They've done some nice things on offense with Mariota the first few weeks and Murray. So I'm going to pick the Titans.
This game's in Tennessee then.
Yeah.
That's sad. I'm still gonna go with Oakland.
Touchdown Raiders.
Touchdown Raiders.
Okay. Uh, Jaguars, Ravens. I don't know
Oh,
why, but
this sucks.
I picked the Ravens to lose this game. It's in Jacksonville, and the Jaguars are 0-2 versus the Ravens are 2-0. Jaguars need a win. They just came off a terrible performance going
Yeah,
to San Diego. I think they'll bounce back and put up their first win of their season because they really need to if they want to do anything in the AFC South. Even though the Texans didn't look great, they need to start winning some games.
yeah, I'm going with Jacksonville too. The Ravens really haven't played anyone good this year yet. They're an overrated team, so I'll give me the Jaguars.
Giants, Redskins. I don't know why I picked the Redskins to win this game. I think Kirk Cousins will bounce back after an 0-2 start. If they want to win their division, they're going to have to get these tough divisional wins. They're going to New York, but New York's 2-0. They haven't really done that many great things with their offense so far. Most of these wins have been because of their defense, and I don't think they have a great defense. They've just had favorable matchups going up against Dak Prescott and facing Drew Brees in New York. So I'm going to choose the Redskins in this game.
Excuse me. Been up since 6. Yeah, I'm also going with I'm
Washington.
also going with Washington. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. I'm also going with Washington this game. I don't think the Giants have really played anyone good. I think Kirk doesn't love a bounce back game. I think he beat them last year when they were in New York.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
I don't know.
he did. He did. I don't know, but he played really good both those games. So I'm going with Washington.
Cardinals, Bills.
Oh god.
I don't even want to talk about this game as a Bills fan. Our Bills haven't looked great through the first few weeks. Tyrod's been not spectacular. We'll see what Anthony Lynn can do. He said in his opening press conference, that he needs to get the ball to his playmakers, which is a good sign because McCoy has gotten carries, but he hasn't really – I mean, he's gotten touches, so he just hasn't been that great. Watkins hasn't really gotten that many touches, so we'll see what happens. Arizona's got a great defense, though. I think they'll blanket the Bills. The Bills' defense looked terrible. They got a ton of weapons in Floyd, Fitzgerald, Brown. Let's hope that the East Coast, West Coast time difference helps the Bills, but I can just see the Bills getting absolutely steamrolled in this game. I hope the Bills can win, but I'm picking Arizona.
It sounds like Sammy Watkins is not playing. He hasn't been ruled out yet, but it doesn't sound like he'll play. Regardless of the fact, the Cardinals' record when they come to the East Coast is horrible. So I think the Bills
They
are
haven't
going to
won in
catch them.
Buffalo.
They've never won in Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm taking my Buffalo Bills to win this game.
I hope so. Actually, the Vegas line has dropped like 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Spread has dropped from
the
6.5.
Bills are probably going to end up losing, but I think it will be a pretty good game. I think Bills have a great chance.
Vikings, Panthers. This one's in Carolina. I'm surprised it's in Charlotte with all the riots going on right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Well, they might cancel I think they have a home game next week or something. No.
I don't know. But
canceling it or something.
the Vikings will be without AP, not that they really needed him so far in their 2-0 start. Their defense has been fantastic, just completely torturing Aaron Rodgers all game last week. In the first half, Aaron Rodgers only had 13 actual, over-the-air passing yards. 46 of his yards were yards after the catch. And they gave him problems all night. Sam Bradford looked really sharp in his first outing. I expect he'll get better, but it's in Carolina, so give me the Panthers in this one.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Panthers. With no Matt Kalil, no Adrian Peterson. Actually, losing Matt Kalil is a huge loss for them. He's one of the best left tackles in the NFL. I still think it's going to be.
I think it's going to be
Vikings
a
defense
good
is
game.
very good. Probably top 3, definitely top 5, but I think it's going to be close.
They could be better than Denver's defense. They could be.
I don't know about that, but
I don't know.
Broncos. I think Bradford's Bradford's a good fit for this team, but I'm still taking the Panthers.
Broncos and Bengals. Bengals got robbed last week, if you know what I mean, by those referees again, which was just stupid. I mean, we saw it in the last playoff game they played against Pittsburgh, and now this game, the refs, for whatever reason, they're just being completely biased towards Pittsburgh. The Bengals have a really good roster. This game's in Cincinnati. It's a little bit of a time change for the Denver Broncos because they're used to playing at 4 o'clock versus 1 o'clock. I don't know how the time zone changes. Are they, 2 hours behind
it's
us?
2
maybe?
2 hours, yeah, 2 hours behind Cincy.
Okay, so it's not going to be too much of a deal. It's still going to be a little bit getting used to. But here's the thing. Their first 2 games have been at home. This is the first true test for Trevor Siemian, who's a young guy. It's on the road versus a really ferocious Cincinnati team overall. They got a great roster. I'm picking the Bengals in this one.
This is hard. 2 of the best teams in the NFL. But I'm going to go with the Broncos. I'm going to keep rolling with them. That defense is phenomenal. Maybe the best we've ever seen, just being honest. C.J. Anderson's looked terrific the last few weeks. Simeon's, he's Hasn't looked great, but he's looked efficient. He's done what he had to do. Played a lot better last week. This week he's going up against much better defense, but he'll meet the challenge. And I'm going to take Denver to win the close game.
Next, we got Detroit at Green Bay. Detroit, I thought, looked pretty good out of the gate until they let Tennessee come from behind and beat them at home. Green Bay, I mean, there's concern over Aaron Rodgers just being himself. He's still a great quarterback, but he's completely missed receivers. Their offense really has no dynamics at all. So I don't really know about this game. I mean, Detroit went in there and beat them last year, but I'm still going to pick Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Green Bay to win this game. I bet Aaron Rodgers unleashes hell on them. The Lions defense is. I'm sorry, I feel bad for you guys already.
Yeah, Tampa. This is the game of the week, folks. The Buccaneers versus the Rams. All joking aside, Jameis Winston didn't look that great against a really good Arizona defense at Arizona. They're home this week, but LA has a good defense. Even though they got blanketed by the 49ers, they completely almost shut out a really good Seattle team, beating them, 9-3, allowing just 3 points against Seattle. But I'm still going to pick Tampa Bay because it's in Tampa. The Rams don't have any offensive firepower at all. I feel bad for Todd Gurley because not having a quarterback or any receivers just makes it so defenses can just key on him.
Just stack the box, yeah. Here's my freaking first-round fantasy pick,
I know.
So I definitely feel bad for him.
You feel bad more for yourself, actually.
I'm also taking Tampa. I think they're going to have a bounce-back game. I think LA is a pretty pathetic team, honestly. I know they beat Seattle, but Seattle really are the most overrated team in the league this year, have no offense. Jameis is going to torch that secondary. I'm taking Tampa to win big.
That being said about Seattle, I'm still picking them to beat the 49ers because they're in Seattle. They just came off probably one of the most embarrassing losses they've ever had with Pete Carroll as their head coach. Yes, they lost to the Rams before, but they've never put up 3 points. And the Rams team they lost to may be one of the top 5 worst teams in the NFL. So I think Seattle bounces back. It may not be pretty versus San Francisco, which actually surprised me through 2 weeks, to be honest. They kept it close all game versus Carolina, even though Carolina pulled away at the end. They got within a touchdown, I think, but I'm still picking Seattle.
Yeah, Stanford's actually impressed me, like you said. That game was a lot closer than the score was. The Carolina game, I think it was they got down to a 7-point game, and they had the ball, but Blaine Gabbert just
No, what happened is there was 5 minutes left. It was 3rd and 9, and Jonathan Stewart, whoever was running the ball, got 6 yards to make it a 49-yard field goal, in which made. And if they would have gotten a stop, would have prevented him from getting any yardage. They could have had a potentially game-tying drive.
Yeah.
Even after that, with 4 minutes left, they were down by 10. Vance McDonald potentially dropped another long touchdown pass. It was at least going to be a 40-yard play, and he had room to run. But let's get into the next game. I don't really care about either.
I'm taking Seattle, by the way.
Jets and the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been surprisingly not that great. We've known them to not really start out that great under the gate with Andy Reid, even though they did start off 8-0 a few years ago. Last year they started 1-6, so they're not really a great starting team. They're a good finisher. But the Jets, in all honesty, have been really impressive so far. They beat a so-so Bills team. It was a close game. What was it, 6 points at the end? Ryan Fitzpatrick still was very impressive. They have a ton of weapons on offense with Forte, who had 3 touchdowns, 100 yards. He was just a complete beast. Decker, Marshall, and Nunoa all putting up almost 100-yard games.
Yeah, what the heck? That was crap.
But
Quincy Achifu or whatever his name was.
I'm picking the Jets in this one just because I think their defense will blanket the Chiefs, who I think are still missing Jamal Charles.
Yeah, I think he's still out.
The Chiefs don't have that many weapons. They were completely destroyed by a pathetic Houston team. So give me the Jets.
Yeah, I'm actually also taking the Jets. I don't think the Chiefs are all that great this year.
Jets.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets.
Honest.
Brian Fitzpatrick torched that Bills secondary, and who's a much better secondary than the Chiefs have. I don't think Alex Smith is all that great, and they're still missing Charles. They also they should have lost to San Diego to week 1, but Keenan Allen went down, and they just
San Diego surprised me actually so far. You picked them to be much better, and they've been much better. But they're going to Indianapolis. Yeah. Andrew Luck is 0-2. Actually, the third straight year under Chuck Pagano. The Colts showed signs of life last week, and they had a shootout versus Detroit. I don't know about this Indy team, but I know they have Andrew Luck, and they're at home and they need a win. So I don't know. I mean, they have weapons. Moncrief's out, but they still got Hilton. Maybe Dorsett explodes with a bigger role in this offense. I'm just feeling a Colts win. Luck is just a great bounce-back player. He's always been, whatever it is with him, throughout his career. I'm just feeling it. I don't know why, but I'm picking the Colts to win this one.
I'm taking the Colts too. Well, Luck is actually questionable for this game.
No, but that's because the injury thing changed. Yeah. Like the injury reports there's no more probable. It's only questionable. So anything less than for sure playing is questionable, which is stupid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm also taking the Colts.
Pittsburgh, Philly. Carson Wentz has been arguably one of the most impressive rookie quarterbacks of all time through 2 games. Prescott's also been impressive, but Carson Wentz is just airing the ball out. I don't think anyone expected him to come in and play this well. But they're going up against Pittsburgh, who have one of the best teams in the league. I predicted them to finish as the number 1 seed in the NFL, or AFC, I mean. They got Big Ben. They're getting Bell back, but they still got Antonio Brown. D'Angelo Williams is leading the league in rushing yards, and he's their second string back. And their defense
has been pretty good.
They played pretty good.
OSU's own Ryan Shazier has been terrific this year.
They also have Jarvis. Is it Jarvis Jones from Georgia? Georgia Bulldogs?
Yeah, something like that.
He was good in college.
Their front's pretty good. Their secondary is trash, but they still have a pretty good overall defense. So they've done pretty good on defense. Like you said, Big Ben is maybe one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Brown, we all know what he can do. I like Carson Wentz a lot, and I think at first this will be a close game, but I think eventually Pitt will just pull away. So I'm taking Pitt.
Oh yeah, I'm picking Pittsburgh all game in this one. All day.
Huge shout out to you, EDP 445.
It's like the 10th video we've given him a shout out in.
Yeah, well, he's worth it.
I agree with that. He definitely is. Love that man. So we're getting down to our final games of the week. Our primetime games. Your boys versus the Chicago Bears, who are one of the most pathetic teams in the league. Brian Hoyer versus Dak Prescott on primetime. Who would have ever thought that would have happened week 3?
I know, right?
There's so many better matchups that we could see on primetime.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways.
Let me just first off by saying that the Bears might have a chance because Cutler isn't playing.
Hoyer is playing.
I know. My Cowboys are winning.
If they did the flex scheduling, it would be Minnesota versus Carolina. That's a game I think everyone wants to see.
Yeah, that's true. But Minnesota was on last week, so they don't usually do 2 weeks in a row.
But Dallas, I'm picking to win this just because the Bears are one of the worst teams in the league. Prescott's look good. There are some questions with Ezekiel Elliott, though. Can he hold on to the football? He hasn't looked great through 2 weeks. I'll say that.
No, he hasn't looked great, but he's a rookie. I mean, that's the thing is people, Trent Richardson. No.
Trent Richardson was better as a rookie, though.
No way. I'm still taking my Dallas Cowboys. Prescott and Zeke and Dez will light this Bears crappy defense up. And I'm thinking this will be Zeke's breakout game. I'm predicting at least 100 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns. So give me my Cowboys all day.
Alfred Morris is still better.
Yeah, well, and Alvin Morris.
He is, honestly. I think they should give him more touches.
I agree with that.
Saints, Falcons, 1-1 versus
God.
0-2. These games are always close, no matter what.
Yeah.
Atlanta was, 6-0 a few years ago, and then they went into – or I think it was even a home game. They were playing a terrible Saints team. The Saints still found a way to win. No matter how good either team are, these teams always play each other close. It's just a really underrated rivalry in the NFL. I know it's kind of gone down because both teams aren't even playoff teams anymore.
No,
but this one go down to the wire, but it's in New Orleans, and Drew Brees is possibly one of the best quarterbacks at home in NFL history. I've stated it before, he's not great on the road, and I picked him to have a huge fantasy week last week, but he was on the road, so I will excuse myself because earlier in the show I said he's not as great on the road, but I still thought he would light up the Giants' defense. He's just not a great road player, but it's at home, so no worries there. Matt Ryan's also he looked a lot better last week. I'll give you that. I know he has the most punchable face in the NFL.
That's true.
He went into Oakland. He went into Oakland and put up 35 points, which was pretty impressive.
He did. I'll give him that. Oakland's kind of a tough place. But, yeah, I'm taking the Saints, too. I think, I think these are two of the worst teams in the league, so someone's got to win. And usually these teams split, and because it's in New Orleans, I'll take New Orleans.
Yeah, and another thing, with the weapons the Saints have on offense, they can't stay – Owen whatever forever. They got Michael Thomas, who's looked pretty good as a rookie. Brandon Cooks, Willie Snead, Kobe Fleener.
Yeah.
Hightower, Ingram. Yeah, and Breeze. Come on. I mean, their defense actually looked better last week, which was a surprise.
Yeah.
They did lose, what's his name? P.J. Williams. Going on IR with a concussion. Man.
With a concussion, that's pretty bad.
Did you see that he hit? I didn't even see anything.
I didn't see it. No, I just heard it was a concussion. He's at IR. I'm like, dang.
Trying to see. I guess he was apparently kneed twice in the head. Dang.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's tough to see like a young player like that.
Yeah, I know that. He's a Florida State alum, right?
Yeah, he was. Him and I were roommates.
Yeah, I saw him play a few times at Syracuse.
How many games have you seen FSU at Syracuse?
Only one.
Oh, I'm going to the game.
Are you going this year? I think I'm going too.
I'm getting few passes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be there.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm probably going, but so let's see how our picks turn out this week. I don't know. We didn't have as many disagreements as we've had prior.
Last week we disagreed on a lot. Yeah.
What was the only games that we had disagreements on? I think it was just.
I can't remember.
You picked the Bills to win.
Yeah.
Besides that, the Bills, Broncos, Raiders. Only 3.
Yeah. So 3 games. It's really not that much.
I'm actually pretty confident in my picks this week. I've been confident in the other 2 weeks, so we'll see. But picking the Bills not picking the Bills have worked out in my favor the past week. Hopefully it doesn't this week because I want the Bills to win.
Absolutely. And
do you see my Cubbies where they shutout win? Jake Arrieta had a huge performance. Allowed 5 hits. No, he's been playing. No, he's been playing great recently. It was just a few terrible games in July, but he's probably their 3rd best pitcher.
Yeah, I'm excited about this World Series because because there's a lot of things I'm watching for. The Cubs for one, and I'm also kind of like to see what Ortiz does. This is the last ever playoffs.
So let me just ask you this: who do you want to win the World Series?
Oh shoot!
I know you say you're a Dodgers fan, but
I don't know.
Blowing smoke on that.
If it's anyone but if the Cubs are in the World Series, I want them to win. But if it's not them, I'm rooting for Boston. For Ortiz. I love Ortiz.
So you like the Cubs more than then
Yeah,
LA.
If the Cubs, well, just because of the streak, I mean, they haven't.
And
I think the
Kershaw's
Cubs
on
are going.
drugs.
I think if the Cubs like play like efficiently, which they tend to usually do, they're gonna win the World Series.
Oh,
Like talent,
their pitching is just so much better.
yeah, talent-wise, they're the best, but sometimes they just choke.
Last year.
Sometimes
They
they
didn't
just
have
kind of like
Lackey, Hendricks, and Hamill putting up huge numbers.
no, not last year. This year, like they have like last
I
year.
know.
They were
Last
year
year
they
they had Lester and Arrieta, but this year they
Yeah.
got like a ton more
that and like Brian,
offense, and Lester. Oh,
and they're doing this without
but
one of their best
Kendricks
hitters.
is arguably just as good as Arrieta was last
Well, and they're doing this without Schwarber too, which is pretty crazy.
year. Yeah, we're without Schwarber, but we've gotten
Yeah,
we still got
I mean,
production from Fowler
Chris
and the other
Bryant-
people.
Chris Bryant is my MVP pick, by the way.
Yeah, Rizzo is
By
also
far.
another great
Rizzo would
offensive
be one
player.
of them, yeah.
But
Yeah, so I'm
that's
taking
it.
the Cubs to win.
So we got a little baseball in there at the end, but
Yeah,
thank you
for all
guys
baseball
for
fans out there.
watching. We will be doing another Periscope, I think, Sunday when you come over to watch the
Sunday,
game?
yeah, I'll be watching the game.
We-
Yep.
We will be filming. So
Are
if
you
anyone's
filming
got
me?
a question, if we're filming them, yes, we are filming you. I think it's the first Periscope I put out. There's a little Easter egg there at the end. Where
You understand.
a waiter/waitress at Buffalo Wild Wings. You can't hear what they're saying, but
I don't even know what
I
they
believe-
were.
I believe I said, no, we're just doing a Periscope, and then I turned it off after, and I was like laughing.
But
It's pretty
apparently he
funny.
was filming. He was filming them, or it, I should say. So I don't know.
Whatever
That was
it is. I mean, it's confusing. We don't want to
Yeah,
offend
you understand.
anyone, so
Yeah, so
But-
we support the we love you LGBT guys. Like we support you guys.
was ZBT?
LGBT
Oh no, heck no.
or LGQB whatever. I don't know.
Remember FTG?
FCG. All right.
But that's it. So we're not going
I
to
gotta
talk
sleep.
politics anymore. Yeah. Peace.
I gotta go to bed.